Stories are fortuitous outcomes. My name is Osadumebi, and every week I will tell you a short story written by a Nigerian writer or author. That's the long and short of it. So without much ado, this week's story is by Esther Eiyegbeni, and it's titled A Luckless Day. 9:10 a.m. For the first time in your life, you're afraid. With groggy eyes, you stare at the caller's name and a sense of foreboding washes over you. Everyone in your class knows that Ezekiel is bad news. When he sends a text in the class group chat, it is to remind everyone of the bad news people have forgotten. When he records a voice note, it is to further explain the bad news nobody asked for. And when he calls, it is to make sure that he is the first person to tell you about the bad news. Everyone believes he has a perverse pleasure in being the first to break bad news. So you ignore the call, not wanting to jinx your morning, and you continue your sleep. It is Thursday morning, your rest day, as your classes end on Wednesday. You had promised God that you would never fight with your class governor if you had a favorable timetable. But that evening, after the reveal of the best timetable, you insulted him because of his political affiliations. In your defense, you never added that keyword to the prayer. Your phone rings again. For God's sake, leave me alone, you mutter. Unfortunately, Ezekiel is not a mind reader. What? You shout as soon as you pick up the call. Class day o, start coming to school. Calm down, I beg. Don't come out my eardrum. You switch the phone to the other ear. Which class are you talking about, Seth? We normally don't have classes today now. Na ethics o. If I die, I want to do test, Seth. You bolt from the bed. If there is a lecturer you despise and respect simultaneously, it is the lanky lecturer who ensures everyone calls him doctor and has a habit of coming late to his classes. But he teaches well, and he mostly sets questions from what he teaches, which makes up for the audacity he uses in class. For 3 weeks, he has been postponing his tests. And just on the day your data finished and you thought you could take a break from social media and your classes, he decides to set his test. Your mind moves before your body, and in your head, you are already out of the house. But you are no Merlin. Thanking Ezekiel for his help, you rush to the bathroom to freshen up, but your village people are your prosecuting lawyers. The tap stays quiet, and the result of the number 2 that you did yesterday is staring at you from the toilet. The light has been epileptic and only stays for a set time every night. So you thought that you would get water, only to wake up in your sweat. But you have a method for days like this. Taking 2 sachets of water, you pour them out into a bowl and then perform the rinse and shine method. You wash your face, the back of your ears, your neck, pits, knees, and legs. And then you leave the last of the water for where the sun does not shine. Perfecto. Then, you almost finish your perfume to hide any odor residue. You have no time to eat, so you throw on a clean set of clothes, pretending not to see their rumples. After ensuring your note is inside your bag, you rush out of the room, except that your doorknob has a mind of its own. It hooks your shirt and sends you reeling backwards. You take another step forward, but the doorknob is not done with you yet. This time, the force makes you stumble and your body moves faster than you imagine. Flesh meets the wall. Jesus Christ! You groan underneath your hands as you cover your nose. Fortunately, there is no blood. When the pain lessens, you leave the room slowly to avoid any more encounters. As you do, you suddenly realize something you had not noticed earlier. The rain. It is not a heavy downpour, and it is the type that comes with a soothing feel, which makes you long for your bed. However, you cannot miss Ifedayo's test. Not having an umbrella, you quickly step out of the gate and almost miss the wave of water thrown in your way. The woman selling pepper, stationed at the side, smiles sheepishly. Oga no vex, so I'll not see you there. Since he did not touch you, you don't think making a ruckus about it is necessary. Instead, you smile at her. The same fake smile you usually give your landlord when you see him after he has successfully ignored your calls about the state of the house. You go on your way, noting you have 40 minutes more to reach your class. As soon as you turn into the second street, narrower than the land between the Red Sea, you see a group of cars approaching you. You stick to the left-hand side, deciding to take the corner. But it is the same thought a malam, wielding a dirty bag over his shoulder, seems to have. You cannot retreat, as there are people behind you. And it is the same situation for him. So you turn sideways, hoping you won't have to touch him. But the man slowly moves the bag, and the bag hits your side. You have no time to complain about the smell and the stain it has created, as there is a lot of foot traffic, and even your phone buzzes with notifications which you cannot check. It is a tense moment of sidestepping strangers until the cars pass. Afterwards, you breathe out and keep walking until you get to the bus stop, where there is a large crowd hustling for transport. The first tricycle which appears has 3 passengers, and you rush towards the seat beside the driver, but the woman is faster. It happens 3 times until you realize your pushing game is lacking. When the next one arrives, which is empty, you bolt for the front seat, almost pushing the driver out of his vehicle. The road is free on the way, but there is traffic when you reach the bus stop before the last one. The driver goes to get gossip and returns with news that an accident occurred. Still, you have to get to school. Despite not taking you to your destination, the man collects full fare. It is unfair. But Ifedayo's test is more important, so you begin to trek. A few minutes later, you come across the source of the traffic. It is not an accident, but a shouting fest between a car driver and a bus driver. They are busy insulting each other's lousy driving style. On another day, you would have joined and cursed them. But you have 10 minutes left. So you begin to jog into the school premises. But your village people have already gone ahead of you. You forget the uneven stone tile around the gate area, and you miss the step. Falling hard, you do not miss the chuckle which escapes a girl's lips as she passes. Embarrassment courses through you, and you close your eyes briefly, pretending nothing just happened. Oh boy, stand up now. Abi, you won't sleep there. The security guards stare, perplexed, and you laugh, mentioning how clumsy you are. But your action seems suspicious, and they call you, requesting your ID card. You search through your pockets, only to discover that your wallet is gone. You then remember someone walking too close to you while you were watching the fight. Unfortunately, your wallet contained your money and your ID. The guards do not believe your pity story, so you decide to show them your details on the school portal. But you do not have data to access it. Oh yeah, leave this place, leave this place. One of the guards calls out, "Sir, please, I'm a student." You immediately kneel down, all shreds of pride gone. You can call someone to confirm it. My course advisor, Seth. You have his number. And after the call connects, you explain your situation. And the man uses some minutes to berate you about your irresponsibility. When all of that is settled, the men allow you to go and you run towards your department. It's a few minutes past 10 already. When you reach the art faculty building, you bound up to the top floor and go from class to class checking for your course mates. There are 5 classes for second and third year students, but they are almost empty, except for a few unfamiliar faces busy chattering and laughing away, and there is no lecturer. Going into the third class, which your class uses primarily, you sit on a chair breathing heavily. You switch on your phone and stare with raised eyebrows at the notifications from your service provider promising to do better if you buy more airtime and data, which is a lie, as they are never cooperative. There's no text from Ezekiel, and you flash him since you don't have a lot of credits. Thankfully, he calls you back. Where is the class holding? You ask. Or are they done with the test? Which test? Ifedayo's test now. You know they check your WhatsApp? You sigh loudly. I wouldn't have called you if I've got data. Just tell me what happened. Well, Ifedayo no come, so no test. The gloating in his voice tells you that he is enjoying your confusion and anxiety over the tests. I don't understand. You said he was going to give us a test. And now, that was before. He can't just say he gets meeting. Now so people can't come out. So what? He cancelled the test? You ask, hopefully. Ezekiel says, as if unsure of his words. He did not say it like that, Sha. Class governor Sha talk say in dey busy. The line disconnects. Your phone has gone to the land of the dead, and your bag does not seem to contain the solution. You forgot your charger by your bedside. Bending your head onto the table, you scream into your hands, not caring if anyone can hear you. In this moment, you want to strangle Ezekiel, or the lecturer, or anybody. You think the words, no more class, no more test, and the likes after someone has prepared hard for them are the worst things to hear. You want to return to the moment Ezekiel called you so that you won't answer the call. Even if you do, you will not leave your bed. Tears brim at the corner of your eyes, and you will yourself not to cry. You are also hungry, which reminds you of your stolen wallet. You cannot even think of how you will get home. Where is everybody? Your head shoots up, and the cause of your problems stands at the door with his books underneath his arms, looking around. From the corner of your eye, you see the unfamiliar faces begin to leave until it's only you and him left. You rise. Doctor, they're not here, sir. Which level are you? 300 level, sir. His eyes narrow slightly. I'm supposed to give you all a test. Where are the rest? Since you don't have the exact information and depend on Ezekiel, who sometimes exaggerates things, you decide to be cautious. You said you had a meeting, sir. A short meeting, he shouts, his nostrils flaring. I did not cancel the test. I only said I will not be available because I have a meeting. They are almost the same thing, but you keep quiet before he takes out his anger on you. Dr. Ifedayo shakes his head as if he is astounded by what is happening. He glances at you. So, you are the only one that has been here. The only one that waited. If there is anything you have learned, it is to let the lecturer have their say. If he says the board is an apple, it is best to agree with him, especially when he gives you no chance to share your opinion. So you only nod, inwardly hoping he will not give the test. But you don't think you care either way. At least, it would mean that you did not waste your time. Give me your name and your matric number. He brings out a pen from his breast pocket and opens his book. This is not punishment for those who left. I am just going to reward the people that stayed. You are the only one. So you give him your details, making sure to look over them to be sure that they are correct. Then you begin your journey back home in a happy mood. You are the only one who gets an A in that course. For the first time in your life, a lecturer has made you happy. Who knew a phone call could set off such a chain reaction? Esther Eiyegbeni is a ghostwriter who resides in Ogun State. Aside from fantasizing about having 10 cats in the future, she's also a student and a blogger, busy turning random moments into stories. You can read more of her work on WordPress at Zelly Scribbles and connect with her on Facebook and LinkedIn at Esther Eiyegbeni and on X at Osezeli. Details and links will be in the episode description. If you've got a story you would like to be featured on this podcast, or a published book you want to make into an audiobook, send an email to info@osadumebi.com or send me a message at Osadumebi on either Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, or X. I look forward to collaborating with you. And if you've enjoyed this week's episode, please subscribe, leave a review, and tell someone, everyone, that stories are a good escape for a few minutes each week.